Alright, hey, Tamaki here, and welcome to another anime figure desktop show and tell with Tamaki Kotatsu, or Kotatsu Tamaki, alright, from Enn Enn no Shouboutai, right, or Fire Force. So, the third season of the Fire Force anime has come out this season, and it's in full swing, alright, guys? So, yeah, you should check it out if you're a Fire Force fan. So, that's why I wanted to do this show and tell. It's because I have this Tamaki figure, right? I think this is the only... There's not too many figures for Enn Enn no Shouboutai, okay? And I think this is one that's my favorite one, okay? I think there's 3 figures for this line. All right, this is the Kotobukiya Japan ARTFX line of figures, okay, guys? I think this is my first one. Yeah, so I think this line of figures has the 3 of the characters. It has Arthur, the Shinra, and the Tamaki, right? And then I got the Tamaki. And so I found out after I bought this, guys, after I bought this, that there's a bonus parts with it that it gives a flame effect, okay? And so she has like the fiery cat ears and the tail and everything. And this one isn't it, unfortunately, okay? You have to order it. You have to order it straight from Kotobukiya to get the bonus parts, unfortunately. And so this figure is actually kind of in demand, all right? Because there's not too many Fire Force figures, I guess. So that's my guess, all right? Anyway, so I purchased this figure on Mercari, all right? And it was, I got it recently, all right? I got it in May of 2025, just before the anime came out, all right? The 3rd season. I got it for $83.84. From a seller called Jill Bear, and it was $8.29 for the delivery fee. Protection fee was $3.31. Tax is $8.17. So in the end, it wound up costing $103.61. I've seen some people sell it for $125 or something. Yeah, you're looking at a triple-digit figure here, guys. Okay, so we'll see if it's worth it. Okay. Okay, and that was from a seller called Jill Bear on Mercari. So, total damage, $103.61 to my door. Here's some information about this figure on myfigurecollection.net. Alright, the category is pre-painted. Alright, it's pre-painted figure. Classification, ARTFX J as the product line. Alright, this is my first one. I have a bunch of Kotobukiya figures, but this is my first ARTFX one. I don't know what makes it special. It's kind of more like a action figure. I don't know, man. All right, it does glow in the dark. All right, it says so on the box. Origin is Enn Enn no Shouboutai, or Fire Force. Character is Tamaki Kotatsu. All right, and she's such a cutie. The company is Kotobukiya as the manufacturer. The artist is Akacham as the sculptor. Right, this figure has had 3 releases in Japan, guys. So 3 of them. Right, you would think they would maybe make a different one. I don't know. But anyway, as far as I know, this is one of the very few Tamaki figures out there. So one release was January 17, 2025. Oh, it was pretty recently, this year. For 15,000 yen. Right, and then back in 2021, so October 19, 2021, for 13,000 yen. Alright, what's 15,000 yen? 15,000 yen is $103. That's literally how much I bought it for, guys. I probably could have just bought it straight from Kotobukiya. Okay. Kotobukiya just had a Memorial Day sale also. I didn't see this figure on it, though. 13,000 yen is about $90 US, guys, okay? So that was the second release, and then there was a third release in 2020, all right, May 20, 2020, for 13,000 yen also. So I guess they adjusted for inflation, guys, for the one that came out this year. Okay, you could tell by the barcode. So let's go take a look let's see if we can find the barcode on it. Okay, there's a barcode down there. All right, so the last 3 numbers are all 1s, and then 349 is the newest one. So this one is all 3 1s. This is either the second or third release. All right, yeah, for the Jan code. Okay, so this one is 111, so it's not the one that came out this year. Okay, and yeah, so materials are ABS and PVC. Dimensions is a 1/8 scale figure with a height of 195 millimeters or 7.61 inches. Okay, and so under information here in my figure collection, it says orders via Kotobukiya will come with Nekomata effect parts. All right, and that's the flame effects for the ears and the tails. So also the seller on Mercari sold it to me with the Fire Force manga, all right? And it's just as this so happens, they gave me the volume 7. I don't know why they just gave it to me, but I guess this is the illustration. Yeah, it looks like this is the illustration that this figure is based on. All right, so there's Tamaki on the cover. All right, that's the only I kind of thumbed through it. Hades Mega doesn't read the manga, okay, guys? I've only watched the anime. All right, it's very very underrated anime, is what I want to say. All right, but I like it. It's cool, right? And then Studio David does the produces the anime. All right, but there it is. Okay, and also you can do a height check. All right, with the U.S. manga, it's a little bit taller than the U.S. manga. Okay, so they gave me that. Thanks, Jill Bear. All right. So I got something. Maybe I can display it with the figure. Okay, yeah. Okay, since I don't really read the manga, but I kind of did read through that volume, and Tamaki doesn't really show up at all in it either. She's on the cover, but she's not really in it. Okay, in that volume, anyways. Okay, so yeah, it's a bummer. It doesn't come with the flame effects, but yeah, you can see what the flame effects look like. All right, it's the cat ears and the tail. All right, and I don't know how to get them. All right, guys, it's very hard to find it. If I get a chance to just buy it, the flame effects, I will. Okay, guys. Okay, so here's some market prices for this figure. Animota says they have it, but I don't see a price. Hobby Bee Canada has it for 199 Canadian dollars. Ninin Games has it for 15,180 yen. All right, that's about the $103 dollars. Plaza Japan has it for 15,939. So she's holding her value, all right, guys. Somebody was selling her for 125, for 130. It looks like 26 days ago, Hobby Link had her for 15,000. Let me click on that link. They still got her, all right. It's 124 US dollars on Hobby Link Japan. All right, it says Fire Force reissue. Okay, so. Okay, yeah, let's go on eBay. Okay, cheapest one. All right, guys, $121 with $7 shipping from Japan. All right, does it have the flame effect parts? I don't know. There's another one for 117, but the shipping is more. There's one for 130. There's one for 136. 120, 140, 137, 146. I think with the flame effects, it costs a lot more. I think I seen one with the flame effects, and yeah, it was like $150 or something. Oh, here we go. Here's one. So there's one with the flame effect, and it's 220 Canadian dollars, all right, which is $160. And it's an auction. All right, that's the only one I've seen with the flame effect. So it's hard to find the flame effect parts, okay, guys. So it will drive the cost of the figure up. So here's one from Japan, $212 with the flame effects from Japan. Okay, so yeah, your prices for the figure are kind of you're looking at around $120, all right, without the flame effect, and with the flame effect, you're looking at upwards of more than $150, all right, and I think the ones that you can buy brand new right now, you can't. They don't have the flame effects. Okay, so maybe you could still get it from Kotobukiya. I don't know, man. I wish you could just order it from Kotobukiya. I wish they would make it easy, you know, but they don't. Okay, so yeah, so that's the information from myfigurecollection.net and some of the market prices for this figure. All right, so I got it for what, $103. I think I got a okay deal. All right. Other than the box, it got damaged. All right, in transport right here. So, man, people just don't know how to ship figures nowadays. It came in a like a small box that like. When I got the box, I was like, man, that's kind of a small box. How big is the figure? Okay, like it fit barely in the box, right? So when the box got damaged, I guess it damaged the figure too. Okay, because there's just remember when you guys ship figures, there's got to be some space around the box, guys. All right. Anyway, I'm not gonna get too far into it, but yeah, that's the reason why this is damaged. Okay, guys. So yeah, it kind of devalues the figure, man. Okay, so yeah, so we know this is the first or second edition of this figure, all right, guys, and they're going for around $100. All right, so they're so expensive. Okay, and then there also is something special about this figure. It glows in the dark. All right, so the like in the anime, the blue on their jacket here, it glows. All right, and I have a black light, so we can play with that later. Right? I bought it just for this video. Okay, guys. So if I have any figures that have glow in the dark parts, I can force them to glow in the dark. All right, let's start the show and tell. But anyway, yeah, I love Tamaki. I wish there was one of Maki. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a figure of Maki out there, but I would like to get a figure of Maki and Iris. I will all the female cast. All right. But Tamaki is such a cutie. She's so cute. And it's a shame that like she gets looted all the time. All right, it's just in her character. Okay. Okay, so let's start the show and tell. Let's take a look at the box. So there's the box. All right, it has a matte finish to it. All right, you can't really see the light reflect off of it all that much. Is what I want to say. So there's all this red stripes in the back, kind of like the manga. All right. And then yeah, we got like a half shot of the figure right here. It says Enn Enn no Shouboutai right here, all right, or Fire Force. It says a 1/8 pre-painted figure, and I imagine this says Tamaki Kotatsu or Kotatsu Tamaki. Okay, guys. It says craftsmanship Kotobukiya. All right, Phase Mega has quite a few Kotobukiya figures, and they're kind of the medium is premium, kind of or mid anime figure quality. All right, that's what I call them. All right, guys, they're not the cheapest figure, but they're not the nicest figures. Okay, guys, but lately they've been having some really good expensive figures. I want to say. All right, here it's part of the ARTFX J their figure line. Okay, there's a Kodansha sticker up here. Okay, and then you've got a say 60% window here, 60 maybe 70% window. All right, it's got a weird kind of cutout. Would this make a good box figure? Yeah, I think it would make a great box figure. You can see the figure in there pretty well. I think they've already taken out all the I'm not sure if this had the protective plastic on it before because it's a pre-owned figure, but it looks like they've taken it out or whatever, so you can see pretty well in there. All right, you can also take the clamshell molding that holds her and just stick her in there too if you want. So yeah, this make a great box display figure. Okay, so let's move on to this side. So here we've got I think this is like what's on the helmet, right? The little placard that's on the helmet that tells you what unit they're from or something for the Fire Force soldiers. It says here Tamaki Kotatsu. It's got a picture of the sleeve, her chest assist, her feet, and the back of the jacket. Okay, and then yeah, this is just got this small window right here. Okay, yeah, and there it says blue stripes glow under black light. All right. Oh, under the black light. Well, you shouldn't have to have a black light to make it glow. I'm guessing. If you left it, if you left the figure in the sun like you're not supposed to, right? It would glow at night. Okay, guys, because that's the way the glow in the dark paint works. It's luminescent. Okay, maybe her eyes glow too. It looks like their eyes glow. All right. So here you've got a full shot of the figure and then a kind of close up in the background here. You've got a 1/8 scale pre-painted figure, ARTFX J, Tamaki Kotatsu, sculpted by Aka Chomu. Okay, so that's the sculptor. I don't really know who painted this guy. Okay, or her. All right, there's this side. This side is similar to the other side, except this side says Fire Force Tokyo, and it says 1. All right, so I guess she's part of the first Fire Force unit. All right, yeah, technically she's part of the first Fire Force unit. Okay, guys, but she's with the 8th now. All right, so but that's probably why they have the 1 there, because that's the unit she's originally from. Okay, which stuff happened and she wound up with the 8th. Okay. I don't want to spoil it for everybody if you haven't watched the anime yet. Okay, and then there's a bunch of information here. I guess this is what it says in Japanese. All right, and then this is what it says in English, so we can read it together. We can find out what the ARTFX Japanese line of figures is all about. Kotobukiya's ARTFX J series continues a bold expansion of Kotobukiya's ARTFX line. ARTFX J was created with the aim of making characters from Japanese media available to their fans worldwide. In the ARTFX J series, Kotobukiya sculptors use their knowledge, skill, and renowned attention to detail to create amazing sculpted statues with a combination of passion and craftsmanship that is sure to please fans the world over. Craftsmanship Kotobukiya. Okay, that doesn't really... That's just kind of... Like, yeah, okay, they're making a nice figure of a character, but I think that's the goal with all the figures, right? Is to make something for the fans to admire in 3 dimensions. Is what I want to say. Okay, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so I didn't get anything that makes this special over any other figures. Okay, okay, and then we're back at the front. Like I said, the box got damaged here. All right, it's kind of cracked, the plastic here, and the front is kind of scratched and stuff. I don't know how old this figure is. The first edition of this figure came out in 2020, so it's almost 5 years now. Okay, guys, so it's probably, I don't know. All right, there's the top. All right, you've got a picture of Tamaki's face. All right, the Enn Enn Shouboutai logo, and then all the other stuff from the front of the box. Okay. There's the bottom. All right, there's the bulk of the information. There you go. All right, so this is the ages 15 and up. All right, don't give it to babies. They can choke. There's a Kotobukiya website here. Kotobukiya contact information, support. All right, there's the UPC codes. There's a part number here. PP844/13,000. Made in China. Okay. What isn't nowadays, okay? Okay, so let's start the unboxing. Okay, here's what the inside of the box looks like. All right, it's got a silhouette of all the characters in the 8th Fire Force, okay? So yeah, and then there's the cross in the background. All right, so that's Shinra up there, all right? And then you've got the lieutenant and the captain over there. And you've got Arthur in the corner there, and then there's the Tamaki, all right, silhouette. And then here you've got the Maki on the corner. And then there's Iris on the edge, okay? And yeah, yes, Tamaki is an interesting character. I'll talk about her in a minute. Okay, there she is, the lovely Tamaki Kotatsu. Alright, so this figure comes out, I don't really know how to say how it comes out. there's not really a base. There kind of is a base, but not really. Like I said, it's kind of like an action figure, I guess. I think this part connects to her foot right here. So the figure came out in 3 pieces for me, alright. I don't know if you can take any of these other smoke effects out. Would it be that much harder to add the flame effects to it, you know? But anyway, this part attaches to her foot. There's a peg on her foot. You can also see another peg for the other piece right here, but there's also another piece. This piece attaches to here, but it was already attached. Also, this part was loose already. Illegally, it just moves around on its own. Yeah, this part, this little tip here, it attaches right here. Okay, so I'd imagine you could probably take all of this smoke effects out if you wanted. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then so the weird thing about this is, yes, it doesn't really have a base. All right. It uses, I guess it uses the flame effects to kind of stabilize the figure. How? Let me see. Well, no, she's not really gonna fall over. All right. So what I don't like about this figure is, yes, it bobbles around a lot, man. Okay. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Why don't they just put a base on it, man? All right, but it does look kind of cool not having a base. It looks, yeah, it looks kind of more realistic. All right, maybe that's the thing with the ARTFX line. They don't have bases. Okay, guys, that's the only thing I could differentiate. It does look like a nice figure. All right, but like I said, it came out in 3 pieces, no base. All right, it's got it. I had to attach this effect and then that little tip thing in the back. But I'd imagine you could probably take all this. You might be able to take all this off. I don't know how she's gonna stand up, right? Because I think she uses this smoke effects or flame effects to stand up. All right. So yeah. I was talking about like what makes Tamaki one of the interesting characters in the anime is that usually they have to have like the sister or a priestess give a person their last rites or something, and then they could like. And then they can send them off or something when they change into infernal is what they call them, I guess. Or Tamaki is also she's a Fire Force soldier, but she's also a priestess. Okay, so she does 2 things in the anime, so it's pretty cool. I think she's the only character that's like that. Okay, so she usually works along Iris. Okay, Iris is their priestess or their sister or whatever. Okay, so yeah, she's a pretty cool character, and she's super, super cute, okay, so let's do a quick 360, and then we'll take a closer look at this figure. It definitely looks like it's been displayed, but it looks like it's still in great shape. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, guys, I've looked her over, and you know, for the most part, I like what I see. It's kind of some mid-quality stuff, is what I want to say. All right. So the first thing is, does she glow in the dark? All right. Let's turn off all the lights, or we'll turn off most of the lights. Okay. Yeah, this definitely looks like it glows. It's already glowing already. All right. So I've got a black light here that I bought off of Amazon, and here we go. There you go. Haha, she does glow. Her tummy is glowing too. So remember that you can use the black light to look for stains and stuff. Hopefully somebody's touching her stomach or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of weird. No, it's a paint. Yeah, there's like a paint on her stomach that like it glows. Oh, her eyes glow too. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay, we'll just move it around so you guys can see. Wow, it super glows. So if you got a black light in your display case, this will look freaking dope at night. Okay. Yeah, her eyes glow too. And her cheeks glow. Her cheeks glow. Her ear glows. It looks like her hair kind of glows a little bit. For some reason, her abs glow. All right, guys. All right, so you've got glowing parts here. All right, or the paint is glowing right here. You've got glowing parts here, 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 here. Her tummy glows for some reason. Her eyes glow. All right. Okay. Her eyes glow. Her cheeks glow. Her ear glows. Yeah. And then yeah, these the jacket. The jacket's like the #1 thing that glows. All right, look at that. Super bright. That's pretty cool. Okay, so it uses some kind of luminescent paint, right? A glow-in-the-dark paint. Okay, pretty rad. Okay, this is the first anime figure show and tell that I've used the blacklight. All right, guys. So okay, now we unfortunately, yeah, if you turn off all the lights, it doesn't really glow. You have to have a black light to make it glow that bright, all right? Or like I said, I guess you can leave it in the sun for a while. which probably shouldn't. All right, it's not good for the figure. And then yeah, take it somewhere dark. All right, so maybe I'll take a gander at her at night. Okay. All right. So yeah, there you go, guys. She does glow. Like they definitely, as advertised, she does glow with a black light. Okay, it's kind of weird, the stuff that glows. All right, as you can see, like her tummy. Why would her tummy be glowing? I don't know. All right, but yes, I think she's a level 2 pyrokinetic is what they call her, right? Because she can produce her own flames or something, and she has a high resistance to fire. All right, fire and heat and all that stuff. Okay. So yeah, so there's that. All right, guys. So she does glow in the dark, pretty cool. So let's start at the base. All right. Well, we'll start at the bottom. There's not really a base. So let's take a look at this effect. All right. It's like a smoke effect. It's attached to the feet, I guess, on both sides of the feet. All right. It's really, you can see where it comes apart and stuff. There's a big line here, and then there's a big line right here that attaches it. Okay, and yes, it kind of it's floating around on my rotating stand here. Okay, it doesn't it's not it's like it bobbles around a lot. All right, which I guess is not a big deal if if it's just stationary somewhere. Okay, guys. So I don't think she's gonna fall over. All right, so unless you have like a big earthquake or something. Okay, so yeah, it's a gloss. It's a gloss or semi-gloss finish. All right, it looks like they put more paint on the top than the bottom, because the bottom, so the bottom of it is transparent, you can see, or the other side of it is transparent. You can see there's like a transparent side, sort of, kind of. At the bottom is more transparent. And then, sorry, man, this thing is, she keeps on moving. She's floating around. And then the tops are more white, okay? Okay, it's got a pretty nice finish to it. All right, man, she's just moving on her own. Okay, and then so she's wearing these boots. All right, these black boots. They look kind of like, they don't really look like combat boots. They're just black boots. All right, it's got like it's kind of got a little heel to it. There's, it doesn't look like they changed the, or have a different, maybe. They might have a different paint for the sole. I'm not sure, but it's definitely the same color. All right. And they're just a smooth boots. All right, I guess you would just put them on and they fit nicely already. You don't have to snug them up at all. All right, you can see where it bends right here. All right, is that how the artwork is? It looks like it. Yeah, that's what the artwork looks like for the feet. Okay, they're just smooth. All right. Okay, so that's the boots. There's no kind of shading on it at all. All right, and it's a black color. It's probably not super black. Okay, and then we'll go take a look at her outfit. All right, so she's got an interesting outfit. I don't know why she's wearing a bikini underneath her outfit. All right, guys. The other girls don't have to wear that. All right, I just want to say, but she just does. All right, maybe she just likes to rock the bikini. Or maybe she's just hot all the time. I don't know. Yeah, those threads do look warm, guys. Okay, they're supposed to protect you from fire. All right, but all right. So let's take a look at the bottom of the pants. So at the bottom of the pants, you've got that reflective material. All right, the blue reflective material, and it's got this silver band around it. All right, the silver part looks like it's a metallic silver. Okay. Pretty cool stuff here, guys. Okay, it looks like it's kind of got like some kind of shading to it, because it's kind of white and blue. See, it looks kind of stronger here, but it looks weaker here. Okay, so yeah. All right, and then so it's got these pants have like a knee pads, I guess, is what this is. Maybe this is an extra armor against fire or something. Okay. For the front. It's kind of like, it's the same color as this part that's on the crotch. Okay. It's like a gunmetal color, sort of, or like a gray color. All right, where the pants are a black color, similar to the boots. Okay. You can see all the folds and stuff. Pretty nice. All right, it's a little dirty. Okay. Yeah, this figure's been displayed before, I think. Okay. And it looks like it's kind of been riveted on. All right, there's a rivet here and a rivet there, and they're black. Right, the other one has two also. So maybe you can take these rivets off and take these off. I'm not sure. All right, but it looks like it's some kind of armor for against fire or something. Okay. I don't know. Hades Meg's not a firefighter, so I don't really know much about the firefighter uniform. All right, or the firefighter suit. That's what I want to say. All right, but I know it's there to protect you from heat and all that stuff. All right. All right, and then so that you've got the crotch part. All right, you can see a seam right here, molded in, and then there's these folds and everything here. So there actually is shading. There's shading on the crotch, guys, like right around here. Okay, there's not too much shading on this figure, but there is on the crotch. I didn't realize that. Okay. And then so you can't really see the back of the pants too well because the jacket covers it, but yeah, you can see the back right there. Okay, you can get a little glimpse of Tamaki's booty right there. She's got a slit. She's a petite lady. That's what I want to say. Okay, but yeah, we can't really see that area. You can't really see the lady bits area all that much. All right, and then so it looks like there's a belt here. I hope that belt is nice and soft, man, because it's like I would think that would irritate her skin. All right, but yeah, it looks like there's a belt holding it up. That's the black part here, and then there's the loops and stuff. How does it stay up on its own? I don't know. That's a good question because all this is like unsupported. It's just open, right? You can see the skin. You can see the skin, and you can see the bikini string right here. Okay, or the pantsu. Okay, it's kind of sexy. I just want to say, but is it functional? That's a good question. All right, I'm worried about Tamaki here. All right, but yeah. So there's also this flap. It looks like it goes up and it just kind of folds over. Maybe that's another extra armor for like her. This is the waist. All right, so it's kind of like a waist armor. So I'm thinking these kind of gray, these dark gray panels are kind of more armored stuff, all right? And then this is maybe just, the black is more like a fabric. I'm not sure, guys. Okay. Okay, you can see a fold right here on the side. Okay, there's 2 buttons here. Or 4 buttons. There's 4 buttons. They're black. Okay, and then these look like belt loops, but they're not. They can't be belt loops because it's not like part of the pants, man. It looks like it's a pocket of some sort. So there's some kind of pocket on the belt, kind of like a pistol belt. When you add pouches to the pistol belt. So there's another one right here. All right, I don't know, maybe, or that's maybe so it doesn't chafe on her skin. I don't know, man. It looks very uncomfortable, is what I want to say. Okay. So let's move on out. Let's take a look at her chestesses. So yes, she's wearing a bikini, guys. She's not wearing much underneath, and she's one of those. She has what's called a lucky pervert lure, is what it is, right? And so lucky perverted situations happen to her. Okay? So like her clothes will fall off or her top will fall off or something. All right. But anyway, yeah, so you can see a lot of her skin in the front here, right? She's got a generous bustices, all right? You've got the cleavages here, all right? And the skin looks pretty good, okay? It's not too shiny, and it's not too flat, as I want to say. If anything, if she was sweating, she'd be a little bit shiny, all right? Yeah, so it looks nice. There's her belly button. She's got a nice figure. That's what I want to say. All right, and she has like a nice bustices. All right, She's proportional. Very nice. Okay, so let's take a look at this jacket she's wearing. So it's totally open in the front, but there's these crosses here, I guess are the buttons. So you can probably fasten it with these buttons here. All right, then the crosses are a silver color. Okay, and then there's more of that luminescent blue colors with the silver stripes. Okay, and they glow all in the anime. They glow all the time. Like if you haven't watched it, I'd imagine in the manga they don't glow, but in the anime they're glowing all the time. So it's pretty cool. I don't. Studio David must have done a lot of work to make those glow all the time. I just want to say. Okay, so there's a long luminescent strip on the bottom, and in the middle. All right. And then on the arms, and then at the tips of the sleeves. Okay, very nice. They look pretty well done. All right, the lines look pretty straight. Is what I'm gonna say. All right, the paint finish looks really nice too. So it looks like there's some kind of shading. They turn whites in certain places. Okay, very nice. Yeah, like in the middle, it turns kind of white. You have to look really carefully though. Okay, and then the rest of the jacket is just a black color. All right, similar to the pants. All right, so she has the first Fire Force. She's part of the first Fire Force unit. So she has the 1 on her shoulder. All right. Maybe she has the 8th one later. I don't know. Oh yeah. So like, look at the manga. On the manga it says 1 on it. All right. So that means she's part of the first Fire Force unit, okay? But like, yeah, she's like kind of like on loan to the 8th, okay? There is some like big I don't want to spoil the story if you haven't watched the anime yet, okay? So there's a gray part right here where it buttons into, right? There's buttons right here, and then there's a big collar on the back, and then the edges are gray. Similar to this, okay? And then you can see inside it. Inside it, it's like it's a gray color. All right, 2 shades of gray. It's kind of hard to see. Man, she moves around a lot, man. So there's these what looks like clasps. Oh, I see how this works. So actually, I think this part goes over the other part. All right, these I guess I'll call them clasps. These go over the crosses, all right, and it holds the jacket together. Okay, but since she has a resistance to fire and heat, I guess she doesn't really need to wear the armor all that much. That's why it's open in the front. Okay, so she's like kind of like she's more of like a defensive character than an offensive character. Okay, offensive fire soldier. Okay. All right, so there is like a neck armor she's wearing. Okay. It's got little holes in it. And it's like a metallic silver kind of color. Okay. Kind of similar to the silver that's on the jacket, but it's not as shiny. Okay. And then yes, there's a cross on the back. Okay, there's a silver cross. And yeah, this Fire Force emblem is it's like a gold color. Or it's a gold or a bronze color. Alright? And like I said, it says 1 because that's the unit that she's in. Okay. That's the unit she originated from. Okay, and then let's take a look at her face. So it's the same face. It's similar to the face that's on the manga, but not really. It's pretty close, that's what I'll say. But yeah. So yeah, and then like I mentioned, her eyes do glow. In the anime, her eyes glow, and also her eyes glow when you put the black light on her. Maybe it'll. There you go. See. Okay. So her eyes glow. Also, her cheeks glow. Let's go with that. Yeah. So her cheeks do glow. That's interesting. Okay, her mouth glows too. Yeah, her mouth glows too. All right, so there she is. She's looking off to the left, with those glowing cat eyes. All right, yeah, they're kind of like a yellowish cat eyes. All right, or they glow golden, yeah, yeah, they kind of glow kind of gold looking. It's kind of cool. And then there's her mouth. It's open. There's her eyebrows. All right, she's got the black eyebrows because she's got black hair. All right, and yeah. All right, we've got her ear over here. We've got another ear on the other side. You can see it pretty well. Let's take a look at the hair. All right, she's got her hair done up into twin tails. All right. And it's a kind of like, it's a black hair with kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like purple or brown. It's brown, all right? It looks brown. She's got like a light brown shading, and then the tips are like black, all right? So her hair does have some kind of shading to it. Oh my god, she keeps on moving. All right, yeah, so yeah, you can see there's some shading in her hair, all right? Okay, and then there's her pigtails. All right, and then yeah, she's got her hair done up pretty tight. Okay, you can kind of see the front and the back of the hair here, but not, it's not really, you know, you can't really see it all that much, all right? She's got some bangs, all right, not really any forelocks. She's got some kind of, it's kind of shoulder length hair, all right? Okay, so also one thing we didn't talk about is her gloves, all right? So there's her gloves. All right, let's go zoom in on them a bit. Okay, so her gloves have a kind of, so they're gloves, but they have some kind of armor on it, all right, on the knuckles. All right, so there's armor for the finger knuckles, and there's armor for the knuckles, okay? But you can't really see the one that's on the main knuckles, all right? And the armor is like that same color as the one that's on the neck armor, all right? It's that kind of metallic silver color. Okay, it's the same for both sides. The inside of the jacket is a light gray color, by the way. Okay, you can see in there pretty good. All right, so yeah, this one you can see the main knuckle protector pretty easily. All right, it's kind of like a motorcycle glove. Motorcycle gloves are kind of like that. That's all I want to say. Okay, and then so that's it, guys. That's the end of the show and tell. So I like it. The figure is nicer than I thought it was. One thing I don't like about this figure is its lack of a base. All right, so it's not very stable. As you can see, she didn't want to stay in one place. All right, when I was moving her around, maybe if you have a different figure, it might be a little more stable. But this one it's kind of like all the weight is on her 1 foot, I guess. Okay. The flame effects or the smoke effects look okay. All right, that's what I want to say. But they look kind of like, you can see that this is a separate piece right here, and there's a separate piece there. You know, it's an effect piece. All right, you can definitely tell. Okay, I think it's supposed to be like a smoke or something. Okay, it's a shame that they didn't include the flame effects. All right, I think they should just include it for all the figures. Why not, right? I think the other Fire Force figures do have some kind of effects on it or something, all right? But I think this figure would look a lot better with the flame effects. I'd wanted the flame effects, guys, but I didn't know this one didn't come with it, and I didn't know it's kind of rare. It's kind of a limited edition part, all right? I don't know if you can order it from Kotobukiya. I'm not sure, okay? But if I do find someone selling it, I might buy it. I'm not sure, okay? Or maybe I could ask Kotobukiya if they just sell the effect parts. Okay, and I do like that it does have the black light feature. All right, the glow in the dark features. Pretty cool. All right, more parts of her glow than I thought. All right, like I was not expecting her eyes to glow, but they do glow in the anime. All right, so yes, it's true to the anime. Okay, guys, that they do glow. All right, the suit glows and her eyes glows and her cheeks glow. It's pretty cool. I like it. The paint was better quality than I thought it would be. All right, there's a couple places they kind of messed up, or it's kind of messed up, and maybe there's like a scratch right here. Okay, maybe the previous owner did that. I'm not sure. All right, and then I did find a scratch, or like it's like a missing piece. Like right here, there's a little mark right there. Okay, and I figure the figure is kind of dirty, sort of, kind of. So like I think this figure has been displayed before. Okay, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. This is my first ARTFX J figure, and I like it. Okay, yeah, it's kind of weird. It doesn't have a base. I do like the glow in the dark parts. There's quite a bit of there's more shading on it than I thought there was. There's shading on the crotch. The blue luminescent paint is kind of it's kind of like a blue and a white. All right, and her hair is got shading on it. It's kind of got like a purple or brown, like a dark brown color or something, and then black. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I like it. I'm pretty happy with this figure. There's not a lot of Fire Force figures, and there's not a lot of Tamaki figures, is what I'll say. So this is pretty much the only one out there, okay? And it's pretty expensive. It's a triple-digit figure. Is it worth the triple digits? You know what? For all the little gimmicks that it comes with, like the glow-in-the-dark stuff and the paint quality being pretty nice, I think it's worth $100. All right, that's as much as I would want to pay for this figure. All right, any more than that, I think I kind of I don't think it's up there with those other kind of figures. All right, like an altar figure. Okay, but it is pretty nice though. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, and I'm glad to add Tamaki to my collection. Where I'm gonna put her with, I don't know. We'll just put her with other anime characters. I don't know why they don't have the other figures too. As far as I know, for this Fire Force ARTFX line, they only have the Arthur and they only have the Shinra. There's Arthur and a Shinra. They don't have the other characters. All right, like the Captain Obi and the Iris and yeah. Oh, you know what? I want a Hibana figure. So yeah, I totally want a Hibana figure. She's so hot, dude. But anyway, that's the end of the show and tell. Thanks for watching. Here's Miguel.